In February 2022, Nintendo of all companies made a very unique and unexpected announcement in a Nintendo Direct that they were airing live at the time on YouTube. And that is that Portal and Portal 2 were coming to the Nintendo Switch this year. Nobody at all expected an announcement like this. It literally came out of nowhere, but it was a super cool announcement nonetheless. Imagine being able to play Portal and Portal 2 portably. Wait, nobody really knew when this port was going to come out though. Nobody even knew what it was going to look like and how these ports were going to work exactly. But last Tuesday, all of a sudden, the Portal Companion Collection just released. Just like that. No warning or anything. Dang, Valve. Alright, let's have a look at it.
LambdaGeneration.
When you visit the Nintendo eShop and look for Portal, you'll find the Portal Companion Collection sitting there for about $20, which I think is a pretty darn decent price for two amazing classic games. You would essentially be paying $10 for each. Yes, I'm good at math. After you've purchased the collection, you'll find both Portal 1 and Portal 2 as separate games on your home screen. This means that technically they are two entirely separate games and even two entirely separate source engine branches. So no Portal 1 on the Portal 2 engine, unfortunately, but honestly, were we really expecting that? So without further ado, let's go into Portal 1, shall we? Once we get into the game, we can immediately notice a couple of slight differences. The Valve intro now includes the NVIDIA Lightspeed Studios logo as well as a new copyright screen. NVIDIA Lightspeed Studios being the studio who handled these ports, by the way. As far as we know, Valve had very little to do with the Switch versions. The main menu looks like the one from the Xbox 360 version of Portal, with some minor differences and new options added to accommodate some of the features the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con have, like motion aiming and stuff like that. We'll get back to that later. Playing through Portal 1 on the Nintendo Switch was an absolute breeze. I played through the entirety of the game in handheld mode on my Nintendo Switch OLED and barely ever felt the frame rate go down, which seemed to be on a steady 60 FPS at 720p, by the way. Once you dock the Nintendo Switch, the resolution will go up to 1080p. The game also controls very well with a controller. I did find some of the button mapping a tad strange though. Maybe it's because I'm not really used to playing FPS games with a controller, but you have to use the A button for jumping and the B button for ducking, while I was actually expecting B to be jumping and A to be something else, I guess. But you can also use the left shoulder button to jump too, by the way. Now, none of this is really much of a problem though. You can actually remap the controls from the options menu, a really nice addition for a console game. You can also turn on motion aiming or gyro aiming from the options menu as well, which will help you line up your shots a little bit more precisely by moving the console around. You can adjust its sensitivity as well in case you think it's swinging around a little bit too much. What does hinder the game's enjoyment are bugs though. But to be honest, I only really experienced one bug at the very end of the game. Spoiler alert, I will be spoiling the ending of Portal, so if for whatever reason you haven't beaten it yet, skip to this time code on the screen. Once you have defeated Vhadoz, she's supposed to be sucked up into the air. However, this doesn't happen in the Switch version. She just kinda stays there. It's a little strange and no doubt something that will probably be fixed with a patch soon. But yeah, it was kind of a bummer to not see that payoff properly. And that's about it for Portal 1. Let's go over to Portal 2. Honestly, I got similar things to say about the Portal 2 port. It runs really well and seems to be sticking to a 60 FPS frame rate in 720p in handheld mode just fine. In docked 1080p mode though, I did notice some frame dips when you're looking at multiple portals at once. It's really strange because they only really happen once you move around and not really once you're standing still. Not really sure what's happening here. The menus look pretty much the same as on PC, with of course console-specific options for the Nintendo Switch, and gyro aiming is available here too. You even have this little indicator right here to test out the gyro controls. How cute. The font for the menus is broken though for some reason, or Lightspeed Studios decided to use a different font. Not sure why, but it does make the menus look a little off in comparison to the PC counterpart. All the other stuff is still intact though. You can even play online co-op with this version, but you do need a Nintendo Online subscription to make it work. Keep that in mind. Unfortunately, the test chamber builder and the Super 8 playable teaser didn't make it through into this version. Like, without the Super 8 playable teaser, is Portal 2 even complete anymore? You also can't customize your co-op bot's appearance anymore either, as far as I can tell. Something that you can still do with the PC version of the game. A bit of a bummer, but there is probably a technical reason for that to not be available. Other than that, both Portal 1 and Portal 2 look amazing on the Nintendo Switch, and these ports have been really good so far. Portal 1 even has the Portal Still Alive campaign included with it, so if you beat the original game and can't get enough of the original Portal, you can jump straight into that. And you got all the challenge maps and everything as well. And Portal 2 has all the funny videos you can watch in the extras menu, and the challenge mode and the development commentary are also still intact. All in all, I think these are pretty great ports. If you want to play the Portal games on the Switch, then now's your chance. Alright, so let's address the elephant in the room. Why would Valve bring Portal and Portal 2 to the Nintendo Switch, a handheld console, while Valve already has their own handheld console, the Steam Deck? Wouldn't that conflict with each other a little bit? No, I don't think so. I think that the Nintendo Switch and the Steam Deck have two different audiences. The Steam Deck is more geared towards enthusiasts and advanced users, while the Switch is geared towards a more casual, more simple, it just gotta work kind of audience. Bringing Portal and Portal 2 to the Switch has the potential to introduce a whole new generation to these absolute classics. So what do you think about these brand new versions of the Portal games? Do you have a Switch and are you planning to get this collection? Or is this a big nah for you? Let us know in the comments. I read literally all of them. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go back to playing Portal 2 on my Nintendo Switch, while fantasizing about what Half-Life 2 and its episodes would look like on this thing. Come on, Valve. You know it's probably worth it.